Hello, hello. Welcome to our December Gatemaster release meeting. Today we're going to be talking about new features that have come to your software recently, features you can expect in the future, some of our pro services that we offer here at Gatemaster. Unfortunately, no Gatemaster on the go this month, some live with Sandra, and then we'll have a space at the end to answer any questions. I'm your host. My name is Manny. I do software support and QA here at Gatemaster, and I'll be leading you guys today in our webinar. For our team members here, for our crucial role in assisting me, I'll have our executive assistant, Ariana Blackwell, here, as well as some of our marketing team. Adam Knowles will be present as well. Thank you, guys. So for the month of December, we were able to get you guys a bunch of new features as well as correct some existing unexpected behaviors. So I'm going to run through a few of the highlights here. And like I said, we'll have a space at the end for any questions that come up. First off, we have new account alert detail. So within your settings, you can enable this behavior where we'll actually see the notes for the billing account appear with the account alert. So I know cases where this is being used, we have maybe bad behavior at the attraction that we're trying to cut down on, or something you just want to make sure POS operators know every time this customer is being interacted with. This is a great spot and great setting for that. There's a new alert for entitlements on the point of sale when being sold. So we were seeing that certain entitlements were being assigned to the same user over and over. So we've actually added a safeguard in place so that maybe unknowing or, those moments where we're mistake prone, we're not assigning the same user the same season pass and the same transaction. So we're catching mistakes before they happen and disallowing that kind of behavior. Another exciting feature is we're now tracking outages on the point of sales. So you'll see here in our testing, we took the POS offline, and then we'll see represented in the log data, we have a line giving us timestamp information, as well as who exactly went offline and how that happened. And this is going to be awesome for supports, possibilities, diagnosing issues that we run into. So really just taking that diagnosis to the next level. Another really cool feature we've been excited to bring you guys are these resident settings for items. So this one's kind of multi-parted. You'll see here in the top right in your e-commerce settings, there's going to be a new area to map out specific towns and cities, as well as specific zip codes belonging to those towns and cities. So with that mapping created, you'll enable this setting per item. So you'll see here in mine, I called it a resident item. And whenever that item is bought, right, with the location validation enabled, guests will actually not be able to enter their own billing information, at least for city and town, as well as postal code. Those they'll only be able to pick from your options you outlined in your settings. So I know lots of places offer resident discounts, and this is a way we can validate online that everyone processing and checking out these resident items does in fact live where we expect them to, since this billing information is what's shared with their bank and validated through that as well. I think the last feature I'm going to share with you guys today is some new invalid item behavior. So we've had this valid tab on our items for a while now, but there's some new behavior now. So in this example, I set this item to invalid on Fridays, and we'll see on Fridays this item disappeared from the POS, as well as it couldn't be sold by searching it or in other items. So this is exciting in case you have certain seasonal or weekly sale items that should only be sold on certain days of the week. We can really manage that at a greater level now. So all exciting features, more features, the entire thing, things I didn't touch on. We brought a golf scorecard to this release as well, and corrected some other behaviors that I know people were excited about, like returning that transaction link in your entitlement section, and much more. So make sure you check out that feature list in the Gatemaster user portal. Just to look ahead of other things you can come to expect in the future, we're still committed to bringing you this Apple Passport and Google Wallet integration, and we're expecting this to be done before May 2025. Kind of in that same vein, and actually sooner, we will be bringing the option to remove cash as a payment option, since we know more facilities are going contactless or card only and not even accepting cash. There's going to be an option to remove cash as a payment option for those facilities. We're going to follow through with these access control enhancements we've had planned, so redeeming additional benefits like buddy tickets or item redemptions. We're going to do ticket scan counters per node, so we can keep, a live count of how many people have come through our gates. And lastly, bulk group updates to save some time when we have large groups coming in. Just enter a quantity instead of having to scan, say, 20 plus tickets. Lastly, here, we're going to bring inventory searching, since I know currently, whether you're creating an invoice or doing inventory adjustments, you have to scroll through a drop down of all your created merchandise items. So with this inventory search feature, we're planning on cutting down the time to create invoices or do your inventory adjustments weekly or however frequently your company does them. And I would expect our next release to come mid-January. Tentatively, right now, it's January 14th, but we reserve the right for that date to change. If you're in need of pro services, definitely get in contact with our sales team at 510-799-9725 or contact sales@gatemaster.com. With pro services, we can add seats to your store, add more mobile stores or authorized sites, self-service kiosks, complete any sort of mass data entry you need, or even custom development. So if you need any of those things, especially custom development, we're willing to work with you to create project requirements. We can create prototypes for what you can expect to be built, and truly make your wildest dreams come true. So definitely have a discussion with us and find out how we can help you or your operation out. Perfect. Lastly, Live with Sandra. So actually tomorrow we have Sean Kidd, who's the Director of Operations at Islands H2O. He'll be on with Sandra at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then moving forward, next episode won't be till 2025, but at the beginning of 2025, you can expect Lynn Vincent, and the next week, Joshua Leapart to spend some time with Sandra. So if you have the time, or if you're still interested, I know the recordings are posted on YouTube, so feel free to check out the show. It really has anything to do with the attractions industry, really getting industry perspectives from all kinds of professionals. So one of my favorite things to pass the time with. And if you're interested in being a guest on the Live with Sandra show yourself, feel free to scan this QR code. Like we said, it's open to really anyone in the attractions industry. So if you do something interesting, have interesting experiences to share, we'd love to hear it. Alrighty, so here I'll open up the floor for our Q&A session. I believe I have one more slide here. So any underlying questions on our latest release or maybe upcoming release, anything we can share?
If you do have questions, go ahead and drop them into the chat, and I will ask them to Manny so he can answer them for you. Okay, first question, how do alerts on the POS assist operators?
Yeah, so with alerts on the POS, kind of like I mentioned earlier, we're stopping mistakes before they happen. So if we're seeing behavior that we know is avoidable, or maybe new staff is prone to, it's a lot of times easier to create an alert and stop that behavior instead of going back and correcting the mistake every time. So adding to these alerts and notifying users, keeping everyone in the know is always more helpful. And we're excited to keep bringing more and more to Gatemaster.
Okay, thank you, Manny. Next question, still regarding the POS. What benefits does tracking POS outages offer?
Definitely. So a lot of times, outages can be the source of a ton of different issues, whether that be payment processing issues, connectivity issues of different kinds with hardware. And before this, it at times was hard to diagnose. So having that, official timestamp that we know the system logged itself is going to be great for, diagnosing issues, or if we're looking for why certain behaviors happen, it's going to be great for tracking those kinds of things down. So really should just bring resolutions to our guests sooner, which we're excited about.
Nice. And that also helps with a bit of transparency as well in all the processes. So that's really good. Our next question, can resident settings be enabled for memberships and events?
Yeah, so I know I only showed it for items in that picture, but this can be enabled for events by enabling it on the purchasing item, like the package they'll be buying, or memberships as well that could be validated. So again, whether that's discounts or you want to put additional benefits for your residents, that's all possible now.
Perfect. And the last question that we have in our chat right now, does making an item invalid on the POS make it invalid online?
Great question. So actually, the e-commerce is built on top of the POS, but for added flexibility, the e-commerce has its own valid and invalid sections. So, let's say you wanted something to be listed only online for certain dates, that's possible. But you also want to keep in mind that when we invalidate things on the POS, if you want that to be reflected online, that'll be an additional step. So definitely reach out to Gatemaster support if that's something you need help with or something you're interested in doing.
All right, perfect. And I can actually answer this last question. Yes, Byron, this will be posted online, so no worries.
Awesome. Okay, so I think with that being all, feel free to contact us, like we said, on social media, whether that be staying in touch with our LinkedIn pages, Instagram, or YouTube. Definitely make sure you're signed up for our Gatemaster newsletter and blog, and that will be the best way to stay up to date with our latest announcements. And thank you for being at our latest release webinar. This was really exciting. This was the first one I was hosting, so thank you everyone for being present, and definitely feel free to shoot me any questions you still have.